Before jumping into today's vlog, I want to share with you the Drio Barista Maker, which has been my saving grace for making frothy, delicious drinks from home postpartum. This gadget might just be a total game changer for making your coffees at home. It's marketed as the most professional smart milk frother out there, and the best part is that it can craft any kind of latte art or any kind of drink or foam for your drinks using any kind of milk. Everything from half and half to almond milk to oat milk, coconut milk, you name it, and then it can make all different kinds of drinks, from milkshakes to doing cold foam, hot foam, lattes, cappuccinos, anything you can think of. Because it's so versatile, especially in this season where some days are hot and some days are cold, whether I'm wanting a cold brew like I was making today with some hazelnut almond milk, or I'm wanting something a bit more hot, which you'll see me make here in a second, but making something like a latte with pumpkin spice or even salted caramel, you get tons of different settings and it's all at the press of a button. I've tested it out with a few different types of milk, everything from coconut to almond milk like you're seeing here for this cold foam, to oat milk, to even oat and almond mixed milks and creamers. And the cleanup is a breeze. You can either rinse the pitcher with water or you can toss it in the dishwasher, which honestly is such a lifesaver when you're rushing through your morning routine, or you have littles and you don't have a whole lot of time to clean. Now for the most important part, the taste. The foam blends so well with coffee, giving it that rich, creamy texture that you'd expect from a coffee shop, and the flavor is completely spot on. I'm gonna make myself another fun Drio drink. So many now. I've made salted caramel, I made a cider. It was basically like a hot chai tea with hot cider and frothed almond milk. It was actually very, very good, especially if you're trying to go like lower caffeine. Pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin cold foam cold brew. Chillier day today. Thinking I might make a salted caramel oat milk latte. Now, where the Drio Barista Maker really stands out is how long the froth stays thick and creamy. I've tried many different frothers in my day as a coffee connoisseur, but with the Drio Barista Maker, the foam holds up. Even after sitting for a few minutes, it stays super fluffy. And I'm so excited to continue to use this throughout the fall season with all of the fall drinks coming up. I'm going to be saving so much money making these at home. It's fun picking up different types of creamers and different types of milks, and even experimenting with different types of coffees, from pre-made cold brews to brewing my own coffee, and then coming up with fun drinks to try, because there's so many ways that you can use this. So if you want to up your coffee game and have some fun with latte art at home, then definitely check out the Drio Barista Maker. You can click the link in the description to grab yours on Kickstarter and enjoy this exclusive offer. Trust me when I say that your mornings or even your 3 p.m. afternoon coffee kicks, they'll never be the same, and you're going to save so much money and have a lot of fun making these at home. And of course, a huge thanks to Drio for sponsoring today's vlog. Now let's get to my postpartum week 1. Hello from the newborn bubble. Currently day 4. I don't even know how to introduce this vlog because my brain feels like a pancake. It's Tuesday. I had baby Friday night, and I figured I would just see gently how much I can really capture, but just kind of share a little bit of a day in the life, maybe 2 days in the life of week 1 with a baby. Things that I was preparing before, like little baskets I had in other rooms and stuff, that already I'm like you don't know until you're in it what you're actually going to use and where you're going to use it and when you're going to use it. So I'm going to share some of that stuff, but again, like everybody's different. But I do have a postpartum care plan and what my rest plan is, what my like nutrition and my healing plans are, my do's and my don'ts, and my little bit of work, because this is what I do for a living. So I'm really, really lucky in a sense that I get to continue to create during all the phases of my life. But at the same time, that does require me to still do a little bit of work, even postpartum. So some things are going really well. Some things are tough. I do have a 2-year-old. He's going to be 2 in like 2.5 weeks. And yeah, he loves the baby, but it's a lot of change with it being week 1. Like I'm really prioritizing rest and I'm not driving right now. So it's like a lot is falling on Ryan for that care for Easton. So let me go over my plan and then I'll get into the more of the vlogging aspect and more of the B-roll of the day. So for the first 7 days, my rest plan and my focus is just maximum rest and recovery and lots of bonding with baby. I want to be in bed as much as possible. Found this quote that's like, you want to spend 7 days in bed, 7 days on the bed, and 7 days around your bed. Obviously, to the extent that you can do that, like I obviously need to go downstairs and do things, but for the most part, I want to spend most of the first 7 days or the next 3 days now in my bed, like walks around the house, like bathroom, kitchen. And last night, like we went outside and I just was in the little garden area, but not walking like the distance of even the backyard. Like I'm just doing really short walks because I have a lot of sleep to catch up on. We're already doing some cluster feeding and I think he's going to want another feed right now. So I'm going to do that and eat my avocado. These are tomatoes from our garden and hemp seed toast. And I'll dive into the rest of the plan after that. Where I kind of just like skimmed through this book called The Fourth Trimester. There are some like foods it talked about that are really good and nourishing for postpartum, especially for all of the stuff that you basically lose during birth and labor, but you also lose during pregnancy. And then obviously too, like I am breastfeeding, so I am being leached foods that are really nutrient rich and, you know, easy and quick. Lots of nuts, seeds, lots of protein, lots of beans, and herbal teas. So my tea over here, which I did not think that through when I went for Skin for Skin. I've been drinking so much of this. It's a puka turmeric ginger tea. It's not really hot anymore because, you know, I've had to do like 10 things. Lots of teas, soups, broths, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, really warming foods, like internally warming and like not consuming cold things. My do's for this week are prioritizing sleep and bonding, staying in bed as much as possible, reading and relaxing. So even when I can't sleep, I still want to be doing Skin to Skin. Yesterday I finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and I need to pick a new book starting today because I can probably squeeze another book in before my next book club read in September. And accepting any help. My don'ts list for week 1 is basically lifting anything heavier than my kids, skipping meals. Like you need to make sure that you're staying sustained and driving or going anywhere outside of the home, and also visitors. I'm not really doing visitors the first week. Obviously my dad and my stepmom are going to come on Friday, and we had Ryan's dad over as well to see the baby. But other than that, like no visitors until the first week is done, which is on Friday. And then in terms of my work plan, 0 to 30 minutes a day on the computer, which I can do from my bed. So that's kind of it. And like delegating as much as I can to my assistant. I have 2 assistants. I have an in-person assistant on Thursdays and a virtual assistant, Courtney, who I've had for a few years now. And so that is my plan for week 1. The biggest difficulties are 1, staying in bed. I remember with Easton, I got up and I was doing a lot right away because I felt really good with Easton too. And then my body started to like get shakes and all of this stuff because I was just doing too much too soon. Third difficult thing, I think, is also just like accepting help. Hard for me to let people take care of me. So I struggle with that a little bit, but this is good for me to learn. Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying. The hormones are insane, like especially too because my milk has come in. So please forgive me. My hormones are going to be
all over the place, and I'm in the weepy stage of postpartum. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to say it, because it's like, it's just going to make me cry. The fourth difficult thing is just witnessing how the change is affecting Easton, which is so understandable. I just feel bad that my hands are usually really busy. It has been difficult, but otherwise, like, he's doing really, really well with it. Like, he loves being a brother and he loves the baby, so that part is good. It's just, I think, like, the disruption in his home that he seems to just be like not so cool with. Totally normal. I know it's normal. It's just hard to witness, you know, and hard to feel like I can't devote 100% of myself to him right now to help him. So yeah, that's it. Those are the hard parts so far. Okay. I'm a mess, sorry. I'm gonna do like an hour or two of skin to skin, or just whenever baby wakes up. We'll probably just do another feeding, another change, and he'll probably wake up for like a good 20 minutes. We'll hang out. And then I'm thinking, before I do my next session of bed rest, I'll throw on some laundry. And until then, I forgot to grab a book. So I'll probably either watch some TV or put on an audiobook, or maybe a YouTube video.
Way behind, but my heart's still burning. You're hard to find on these fields of gold. I'm staying out, 'cause my soul is sore. So just leave me out this time. Leave me out. Leave me out. Just leave me out. Just leave me out this time.
So something else that I decided to do week 1 and pretty far into week 2 as well is to go makeup free and take off my nail polish. Also, keeping a pack of like eye masks or face masks around the house is nice too, like ones that are just peel off and peel on, because it's just a little way to feel a little better while you're hanging out and laying in bed. And to this day, I'm four weeks in now and I still haven't worn nail polish. It just helps to just kind of keep things as low maintenance as possible, so that I don't feel like I constantly have to like put on a face or do my hair or do my nails, but yet I'm still getting that self-care.
Just leave me out this time. Just leave me out.
I also found it helpful to just let go of any semblance of a routine, which was hard with a toddler, but at nighttime I would just hang out in bed while Ryan took Easton out and would kind of burn up his energy before bringing him in for bedtime.
This time. Just leave me out this time.
And then in terms of what I keep in my little diaper basket, for week 1, it was things like newborn hats, things to keep him warm. I also had a couple outfits in here that never got worn because I packed them before the baby was born and he was just too small to fit into them. So I cleaned those out. I kept an extra set of like gloves or mittens that keeps the baby from scratching his face. I also kept his swaddle that I had his name put on. This is a swaddle that isn't used for burping or anything, so I keep it in the basket so that it doesn't accidentally get mixed up with all the burping cloths and the other swaddle cloths. I also kept an extra bassinet sheet in case there were ever any accidents through the night. And of course, things like wipes and Vaseline for diaper changes. And then of course, that means obviously kept a lot of diapers as well. As the weeks went on, I started adding some of Easton's diapers to the basket, but in the very beginning, you change a newborn so much that you need like lots and lots of diapers, so that for me especially, I'm not having to go upstairs and downstairs through the night. I kept things like nipple butter, and then I showed this in one of my nesting vlogs. I found this at Walmart actually, but it is this amazing tool. I ended up buying one for my toddler too. It's for like cleaning their ears, their nails, their nose, everything in between. So I keep that in the basket, as well as my AirPods. I've never listened to so much of my audiobooks or music, or even just through the night when I'm doing feedings, if I want to watch some TV on my phone. And then I also kept a comb for combing out my hair, which I just basically kept in a clip for like the first week and a half. Now, I have had 2 babies that tend to spit up quite a bit, so take this perhaps with a grain of salt, but the number one thing that I suggest getting a lot of are burping cloths or burping blankets. I also brought up this hand sanitizer to add to the basket too, for, you know, when you're doing diaper changes or just in general, like just to sanitize whenever you're doing anything to do with the baby. And then I grabbed some outfits that actually do fit and put those in there too. I totally forgot to share what my bathroom setup was like for my own personal healing, but I just kept a drawer of everything I needed postpartum, like pads and the Perry bottle. I kept this bag by my bed just to, you know, fill with dirty diapers through the night, and then I take it out in the morning, and it just makes it easy, again, that I'm not going too far from my bed through the night when having to do changes or feedings. And my bassinet actually came with this change table that you can attach right on top, or obviously I tend to just move it straight to my bed, but this bassinet setup was actually amazing. And by my bedside, I kept my air conditioning controller, because night sweats and just in general, just being hot, it's no joke postpartum. I also kept a water cup with a straw. Highly recommend the straw, especially if you get stuck cuddling. And then in this little basket, I was keeping soothers, which were empty. I was going to go restock. And then a journal, or this journal in particular, is for me to write letters to my kids. And of course, some ibuprofen, Tylenol, Gravol, any kind of meds that I was using those first few days. And then I made sure I had a charger close by as well, and easily accessible, as well as a hair clip. So that's pretty much my setup it's still my setup now, but especially the first week where I was living in bed and not leaving.
And now you're here, sunlight on the ripples. Somehow you noticed me.
So after restocking everything from soothers to blankets, I went and grabbed all of the materials that I plan to use for doing his newborn photos, as well as his monthly milestone photos. I just take these myself. I know some people do hire photographers, and we did have a friend come take some pictures for us too, but I think it's a nice bonding experience to take them myself, and I did it with Easton as well. And it's something you can easily do from bed. And so that is how I spent my first week postpartum. I have some fun fall vlogs coming, but I'm also going to continue to share the postpartum journey too. So see you guys all in the next one.